Hey guys, Rollia or Taylor here, and today I'm back with another Division video, and it's a Saturday, so that means the vendor reset. As always, we start with the blueprints. We have a converted USC, a firearms backpack, an electronics backpack, a flash hider, a tyrant suppressor, and a performance gear mod blueprint. Over at the special equipments vendor, obviously the exotics only re-roll their talents. There isn't any new exotics this week. So the Cassidy rolled with determined and ferocious, the Centurion with expert and commanding, the Pecan with adept and swift. You could easily make this Pecan work, roll off swift for something like destructive or even competent, and you got yourself a pretty decent PVE weapon. The Historian rolled with sustained and accurate, and finally the Liberator rolled with talented, dominant, and unforgiving. Whilst we're still in the special equipments vendor, I came across these gloves. The firearms isn't too bad, the armor's a little on the low side at 853, but the major attributes are enemy armor damage, assault rifle damage, and skill haste. You could easily make these work in a striker PVE build. Now we're going to head up to the advanced weaponry vendor. We have a 93R rolled with expert and competent, an enhanced AUG A3P with destructive, hurried, and fierce, a classic AK-47 with adapt, meticulous, and sustained, an M870 Express rolled with predatory, ferocious, and sustained, and an SRS A1 rolled with brutal, swift, and unforgiving. Finally, a military L86 LSW rolled with commanding, accurate, and self-preserved. So that's the vendors inside the base of operations. We're now going to start with gear around the division's world. In the DZ09 Safehouse, we have a pretty nice Lone Star holster. The armor is almost max at 993, it's got high firearms and high electronics, and the major attribute is rolled at crit hit chance. You could easily keep crit hit chance and roll stamina for max, or roll off crit hit chance for something of your choice. But this is a nice Lone Star holster, especially if you want to complete the 4-piece. This was in DZ09. In the DZ08 Safehouse, we have some Tactician's Authority gloves. Really nice roll these, 997 armor, the electronics are rolled at 1239, it's got assault rifle damage, health on kill, and crit hit chance. Roll health on kill for something like crit hit damage, and you've got yourself a pretty much god-rolled pair of Tactician's Authority gloves. So guys, that was it for gear. We're now going to have a look at some of the weapons. In DZ East 31st Street Checkpoint, that's an MG5 rolled with predatory, meticulous, and destructive. What I would do here is probably keep predatory, reroll meticulous for something like competent, and this MG5 is perfect for any 6-piece combinations. To be honest, it would even work with the 4-piece bonus. So this is in DZ East 31st Street Checkpoint. In the Crypt Safehouse, that's a nice MP7 rolled with talented, ferocious, and destructive. Here I would roll off talented for something like competent to give yourself a really nice PVE MP7, because you've already got destructive, which we know is a very good PVE talent, and then ferocious as well. That extra damage against elite and named enemies. So guys, this was in the Crypt Safehouse. Now we're going to have a look at gear mods. The first one is in East 53rd Street Checkpoint. Here we have a prototype firearms mod with a max roll on the firearms at 267, and then the major attribute is skill haste. I would definitely recommend buying this. Buy as many as you can if you have the DZ funds, because you're always going to need it, and with it being max rolled, then I would recommend it even more. So there's the purple mod I want to show off this week, and that's in Dante's Run Safehouse. It's a prototype electronics mod with 3% damage to elites. Now I actually need to pick up a few of these because I'm going to be doing a final measure build, and damage to elites is something I want to spec into. So guys, if you're after an electronics mod with damage to elites, then Dante's Run is the place to get it. So that was it for gear mods. Unfortunately, I can only find one weapon attachment that's worth mentioning, and that is here, at East 42nd Street Checkpoint. Here we have a VX1 scope, the 12x scope, and I don't actually have any of these, so I'm going to pick one up. It's rolled with 18% headshot damage, 2% accuracy, and then 4% crit hit damage. If you're after a long range scope, then I definitely recommend one of these. That about wraps up for today's vendor reset. I know it was short, there wasn't really much going on. Unfortunately, the past couple of weeks we've had good vendors. But as always guys, if you enjoyed this video, then let me know by either clicking that like button or by leaving a comment. And if you want to stay up to date with the division, then make sure to subscribe. But as always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.